Welcome to Radio Graham. Today's episode comes from a refugee rally in Canberra.
I'd like to start out by acknowledging that we're gathered today on the land of the Ngunnawal and Ngambri people. This is land that was never ceded. It always was and always will be Aboriginal land. It is so important to acknowledge that while we're here today to demand safety for refugees and asylum seekers detained by our government, at the core of this campaign is something much deeper, and it's a question about the kind of society we want to live in. And I think we're all here today because we believe that we should live in a society that is fair and that is better for everyone to live in. Our friends on Manus Island and Nauru are not free, they're not being treated fairly. Just this week, we heard news that we are getting all too used to hearing. Another refugee has died on Manus Island. The Sri Lankan Tamil man took his own life last Sunday. His name was Rajiv Rajendran. He was 32 years old. His death is the 6th on Manus Island in 4 years. Shame. And now the Australian government is asking his family to pay thousands of dollars to repatriate his body. This government's deliberate neglect and mistreatment of asylum seekers is what drives these asylum seekers to such desperation. When we planned this rally, it was never envisaged as a day of mourning, but unfortunately, the policy of the Australian government has again forced it to be so. So, I'd like to take a minute's silence to think of Rajiv and all the other victims of Australian policy. Thank you. This brings us to our first speaker. Our first speaker today is Veronica Wensing, who is a long-time activist for the rights of refugees, women and LGBTIQ people.
I've been asked to speak to you today about the connection between LGBTI rights and asylum seeker rights. And I'm going to read from my script because I'm a little nervous. At this time in Australian politics, the LGBTI community is being scrutinised. Our right to marry is being discussed in every lounge room across the country. And we're getting a taste of what it's like to be discriminated against, to have our human rights denied, and dare I say it, persecution. This national debate has engaged people from all walks of life. We just saw a few weeks ago a large turnout at equal marriage rallies across the country, including here in Canberra. People are coming out in droves, mostly in support, but also the No campaigners are very vocal against our right to marry, and we must express outrage. We must have those conversations in lounge rooms across this nation about the rights of refugees. We must campaign, we must not give up, we must send a strong message to our government and to apathetic people in our community that this is absolutely not okay.
It's a great pleasure to introduce our next speaker today, Zaki Haidari is a young Hazara refugee from Afghanistan. Since arriving in Australia, Zaki has been a strong voice for justice and recently appeared on ABC TV's You Can't Ask That. Zaki is an inspiration for all of us in the campaign, and it's because of people like him that we continue to do what we do. So without further ado, please welcome Zaki Haidari.
My name is Zaki Haidari. I am a refugee from Afghanistan. I belong to a minority group called Hazara, and we have a banner here. Thank you. Being Hazara in Afghanistan means you're a refugee in your own country. Why? Because we look different. Because our beliefs are different. Because our religion is different. Growing as a Hazara boy in Afghanistan, I never belonged to my own country. And it's all because of the discrimination that I was facing, and still my people are facing. As simple as being Hazara, you cannot travel your own country from one town to another town. There are Taliban or other ethnic group that stop you on the way and behead you because you look different. So there was no place for me to live in a country that my life was in danger every day. After losing my brother and my father, I was 18. My mom couldn't protect me anymore. So she wanted to save me to a safe country, which she heard Australia was the safest country, where people are equal. It doesn't matter what is your religion, it doesn't matter how you look. What it matters is you're human.
Free refugees! Free refugees!